Only 2 kilometers, then I arrived my forest hut. In the beginning of day X, I started with this ready-packed emergency bag, but I find out after a short time that this bag is not enough to stay alive for me. So I came into a gang because I thought maybe I can live longer if I am in company of this gang, but I was wrong. When I find out that I am not in a good company with this gang, I just leave secretly in the dark and run into the next wood, and then I made complete alone my way through my forest cabin. Here I can restock my equipment and start with new energy and better equipment alone. It was so hard in the cities. There were almost so many gangs which are fighting against the others. They start fighting because of one simple part of food. It was terrible. So I decided to start alone, and they have those masks in the face that you can see without talking the person in front of you is from your gang or not. So now I am alone, I am not anymore a part of the gang, and I will rush up this gang mask. The black clothes were perfect for the city because you complete are invisible in the darkness. But here in the forest, dark color is pretty bad because you can see it from far away. So I am glad that I have here in the forest cabin a second outfit which is more camouflage and forest clothes. I know that I can't protect the forest cabin and myself complete alone. So I just came to this cabin that I can restock my equipment and carry in the next weeks an high quality equipment with me that I really can stay alive. And then I just change my clothes and I'm away again. I will change my equipment. This ready packed emergency backpack will stay at the cabin, and I put out those necessary things that I really need, and I will create my own emergency backpack with stuff that I am having in the forest cabin for crisis times like that. I will pack now my backpack and then I am leaving again. This was so loud. That was too loud. is very important that everything has his own space. So I created a system in the cabin with my emergency stuff that everything has its own place, and I just know I use just one hand and then I have everything that I need. So I collect my equipment now and I will pack it in the backpack. My backpack is ready. I will close the cabin now, put the backpack on the shoulders and diving into the deep woods. I am very happy that I can collect my stuff now. I have the thought that maybe I arrived at the forest cabin and everything is damaged and empty and all my stuff is stolen. But I'm very happy not so many people are actually in the forests, because also very, very bad humans are there. Humans who stole everything, who killed other people, so I had to be very careful here. So I collect now my stuff that I need, that I can stay alive for the next weeks. But of course, you can be a massive prepper, have everything at home, a lot of food, a lot of water, but you had to know that all of this can end very abrupt, because it can be stolen, some people can attack you, or you have to run away, and then you have nothing. So it is always good if you have both. You have the equipment and you have the survival knowledge. And I'm very happy that I know both. I can stay alive for a long time without food or equipment, because I know how to live in the nature. So my plan is now to go a little bit away from here, because close to the cabin it is not safe. I've heard last day 3 people talking about the situation in the east. They talked about that there are the conflicts not so heavy like here, because this is an area with mountain farmers, and they have a lot of food at home, and they can better comfort themselves in this situation. So my plan is now walk into this ride, that I am in a zone where are not so many conflicts like here, and I just want to stay in the woods, look how the best and the safest way is, being camouflaged hopefully the whole time, and I look over the whole day where is a safe place to stay for the night, because I have the most fears in the night, because someone could watch you the whole day and follow you, and then they attack you in the darkness. So it is not so easy these days. I am glad that the man doesn't notice me. It is always better if you search for some area which protect you a little bit, like here, those young spruce trees, than run away, because when you run away you would make noises and you are an easy target for someone, so the person will see you. But it is always better if you stay, search for a good place in the area and hope that the person doesn't see you. Normally I would build my camp there in this area, but it is too dangerous now. I have to go away from here. I was walking for a while now. I'm pretty powerless now. My legs are shaking, so I have to stop. This place here looks good because I'm surrounded by young trees, which means that somebody else cannot see me so good. So I will stay here. I have to stay here. I have not enough power to walk any longer today. I will build here my camp. I want to load out my escape backpack now, and I show you what is inside of my backpack, which I think which items are really necessary. Let's load it out. If you want to pack yourself an emergency backpack, you should have many thoughts before you pack the backpack. For what kind of situation an emergency backpack is necessary, I would tell you later after I show you my equipment. I want to say something at first. I cannot show you the perfect emergency backpack because everyone think about our other situation. It could be a flood, a high water flood, or the emergency is away, or the worst case scenario, war or something like that. So everyone will pack different stuff into their backpacks. So I think there are 3 different categories of emergency backpacks. Category 1 is I have to leave just for 24 hours my home. So for example, the energy is away, or there is a bomb which is removed now. So I have to pack in my backpack documents, medicine, extra clothes, hygiene, and for example a book or something else. Category 2, you have to leave your house and you don't know if everything is like you left when you come back. For example, on flood water. So you have to leave very fast and you don't know if your house is still there when you come back. So you have to have everything with you, which you have also in category 1 with you. Documents, medicine, personal stuff that you will not lose. Then extra clothes, and then you don't know how you how long you are by yourself, by your own. So you need maybe extra clothes, you need food, you need something for the night, a sleeping bag or something else, and maybe some tools like an axe or a knife. So you don't know when you can get help, but you are not alone. It is not a worst case scenario. Category 3 is the worst case scenario. For example, a war or something like Chernobyl. You have to leave your home and maybe you never come back. You have to stay alone for weeks or months, and which is in the backpack is really necessary that you can stay alive. So this is my style of emergency backpack. And this situation is a very rough situation with war between the peoples, and because of this I have weapons in this video. When I pack an emergency backpack I have different categories. So one is water, eating, cooking. Then I can make a fire, I have extra clothes, I have something to comfort myself in the night, something like a shelter, a sleeping bag. Then communication and orientation, different tools, means for payment and more items which cannot fit in a category. Nobody wants to come into this situation, but in the worst case scenario it is necessary that you can protect yourself and your stuff. So weapons are also one of those categories. The important equipment at first, the backpack. Your stuff had to be in a backpack and maybe you must carry it for a long time. So your backpack should be big enough and comfortable to wear. I have the Westport Raccoon. This is a Polish military backpack. It has 45 liters and in each side pocket there is also space for 10-liter equipment. So when you choose your backpack, you had to thought about the area where you are after such a situation. Are you in the city or are you in the forest? Because in the city you can wear, for example, a mountain backpack with colors, and then people wouldn't notice you. But if you are in the city, with such a backpack they will notice you, and maybe it comes to a robbery. So in the forest is a color like this good because you are not so light to see for someone else. But I would never choose military style, because then people maybe think that you are a soldier and will attack you. So this could be very dangerous for you. And you have to check if your backpack is comfortable enough here at this part, and if you have a breast and a hip belt which make the carrying of the weight more comfortable. Having a good sleep in such a situation is necessary, because otherwise you will not be fit for a long time. So I choose high quality sleeping equipment. This here is for the summer months. So that means I have to pack my emergency backpack once in a year because in the winter months I have a bigger sleeping bag, which means I have not so much space in the backpack. So you have to choose if you really need a tent in your emergency backpack or not. So a tent is good because it is warmer inside, but you see nothing around you. So maybe someone is walking around your tent and you don't see them. So I would prefer a tarp, because it is often not so heavy like a tent, and you can fix it like that you can see your area around, that you only have a roof over your head and stay dry, but see anything which happened around you. Maybe this here is the smallest tent in the world and the lightest tent. It weighed only 500 grams. It is for 2 persons, but it is a small space that you have when you have a second person in the tent. This is the Nordisk 2, and like all the other equipment, it is here down in the video description. For The sleeping, I have a Thermarest sleeping pad and a greasy bag sleeping bag. So they are both very light-weighted but also expensive. So you have to choose if you really need a lightweight backpack, which is expensive, or another one would be also okay. So I would to make in the next weeks a video prepping for small money, which is not so expensive. So if you want to have a good sleeping pad, low priced, you can buy the Thermarest Z Lite. This is only 410 grams and costs only 50 euros. The next point is clothing. It is good if you have a second clothing, because you can get wet or you are sweating, and when you can't change your clothes, then you maybe get cold and getting ill. So I have a raincoat with me. This here is a stable one, and the most ready-packed emergency backpacks which you can buy in their World Wide Web. There are those $1 festival ponchos inside, and you just have to need one scratch of a branch and then it is damaged. So don't buy such shit like that. This here is a good one, and here inside of this bag is my extra clothes. You can make it without air if you have the possibility. So I have just only here the zip bag. There are gloves inside, a rain jacket, extra socks, trousers, pullover and t-shirt. Next point, security, communication and orientation. This here is a hiking map from my own region, because I don't know if the GPS is working in this situation. So this here is a plastic one, so it can get wet and will not be damaged. This here is a handheld radio or a walkie-talkie. You can have it either based on CB radio or as a small handy PM Air radio, hand-field radio. So this is good if you are in companion, because screaming loud or loud talking is not so good if you are not close together, and so you can communicate without being close together. And you can also maybe hear something from another person which has also a walkie-talkie, and then you can find out where is in the area around and what you want to do there. For me also necessary when I'm around in an unknown area, my GPS. This here is a radio crank. I will load it up like this. So I have a radio here where I can get some world news and I just know what happens outside. Then I have here a solar cell, flashlight, and here I can load something via USB. Also the camouflage is important. You see at first that I camouflage myself and the backpack. So of course there are different varieties of them for different areas. They are for sand underground, for forest, for meadows, for a lake. So you have many different colors and styles. And I choose one which fit in different undergrounds, and it is silent. Can you hear it? You hear nothing. So there are also plastic ones which are pretty loud. And you can cover yourself or your equipment with that. Here I have a small power bank, so I have not much items to load up. Maybe the mobile phone, it is working there, or the flashlight. And I fill it up with this small solar cell. A signal whistle which you can hear for a very long distance. A small compass. This is the easy one, but it works. So test it before if it really works and if you can really use it. Maybe you want to come someday in contact with other people and you want that they know that you are there. So for this situation I have here smoke fackel, then such chemical lights, and this here is a Bengal fire which burns really strong. Here is a medium of exchange, if you want to change something with another person. I have here cigarettes. There are also alcohol possible or coffee. And this here is gold, because I think money is then not really important. The next point is tools. So you have to choose which tool is really necessary for you. Of course, you can choose only a knife, but then it is maybe harder to make a shelter. So I have a small pocket saw with me, a machete and an axe. Maybe the most important tool, the Leatherman. You can buy the Leatherman in 100 of different varieties, colors, styles. And I really think that a Leatherman is necessary because it included so many different tools. Here is a small pocket shovel. It is foldable. You can dig out a fireplace with it or cover some points that you have to leave at your camp, for example, trash that you made no traces. You can use this cable tool for different things. You can knock someone out and string them together, the hands. If you can repair your shoe, or you can make a bandage if you have something broken. You can use strings and paracord in several different varieties for your shoe, or to repair something, to climb down a hill, or to bring your backpack dry over a creek, to bring your backpack high in a tree that it is away from bears. So there are many different possibilities. I have here paracord, and this is a climbing stroke. This here is a very useful tool. It is elastic and perfect if I had to climb up a hill, and I can have something safe here hanging. Flashlights are also very important, that you can orientate yourself or you can give signals with them. I have a hand lamp and a headlamp from Light Lenser, and they have both red light. Red light is very useful because you can see your closer area. It is not so brightened, but you cannot see it from far away. Another good point from red light is that when you use it and then make it out, you just can see your area around. If you use a normal flashlight with white light, you are complete blind for your area. Your eyes need some minutes if they can see something again. This happened not with red light. This is my meal, my food. I have here a colored backpack, because when I am in civilization, when I am close to civilization, I cannot use my normal backpack, because everyone will know that there is something inside which is expensive and they would steal it. So this here is a normal backpack, a cheap one, and I can use this backpack also for giving a signal, because you will see this color very far away. So I have here some muesli bars, protein bars. They are long lasting and provide you with energy discounter quickly and easily. And then I have here MRE food, meal ready to eat. You need no water, you can eat it cold, you can eat it direct. Then I have vitamin tablets and Energy 5, BP5 energy food, emergency food. So this here are pressed bars that are particularly high nutritional and nutritional value and high in calories. So you can eat them direct. And then salt, because you know the body needs salt. I will make in the next week a video about prepper food and which food is really good to long-term using. Water filters. So there are different varieties where you can fill your water. This is a water filter bottle which included the filter. So this is very easy to filter the water, but it needs a lot of space. This here is an, sorry for the loud noise. This here is a Sawyer Squeezer. It is pretty small and needs not a lot of space. And here are Micropore Tablets. This is a water disinfection and conservation when you are on your way. And then you have your small water packages. This is water into a plastic bag. This needs not much space, but it is empty very soon. And then I have here a stainless steel bottle because I can heat and boil the water inside, and of course you have to have a possibility to carry your water. And I can put this bottle direct into the fire. The next point is cooking and fire. Sometimes you have to make a fire, for example, if you had to boil your water. But if you have an open wood fire, you had to know that people can smell the smoke of your fire for a very long distance and maybe find you then. So you have to sort if it's really necessary. I have here a fire starter. This here is a fire starter powder. Here's also a fire starter. This is a small hobo, and this here is an emergency spit cooker. So a spit, you cannot smell a spit, but it doesn't heat so much. And of course the spit is then after a short time low. This is a small candle, and here are the candle lantern. And this here is a gasoline cooker. You can also not smell it. It heats very fast and very strong, but this gas will be empty soon. And this here is a small titanium pot. Titanium is very lightweight, and I can cook something inside or make my meal hot. Here I have different small tools. This here is a waterproof paper in combination with a waterproof pencil. I can left notices if I want that if someone find me or if I want to help other persons. This is a small travel blanket to wash the body. This here is a small saw, and this here is an universal tool. A watch and a compass. This here are body heaters. A small Sweetser pocket knife. This here is duct tape, very strong. You can repair something with it or close and wound, for example. I can give a signal with this or start the fire. A small sieving set. This here is to notice other people. A knife sharpener. A small folding pocket when I want to collect edible stuff. And this here is a dry bag which holds my equipment dry, but I can also use it as a water bag. If I am at a creek, I can fill the water and fill it inside and carry it inside. Also, a first aid kit is really necessary. I make a separate video for emergency medicine. So this here is not only a first aid kit, there are also some pills inside. Pain relievers, fever reduction, then diarrhea stoppers, electrolyte powder, and also blister plasters because you have to walk for a long time. On my equipment belt are things that I have to reach very fast, so self-defense. I had to carry it at my body that I can reach it very fast and not search for it long in the backpack. My equipment belt is made by Gürtel Extreme. This here is a Cobra cloth which hold a lot of weight. The belt is stiff and I have here several options to fix something. The whole belt is with a fixing system that I can put a lot of stuff here on top. Let's start with my knife. This is the Tarp's Fieldcraft with integrated fire steel. This is just a really strong knife. You can make everything with it. This here is a pepper spray. It is the official version. There is a safety system here, and it is not a spray, it is a fluid which came outside, so you can have a better target with it. And when you have a spray and you have some wind, maybe you get the whole pepper spray in your own face. A small Tasmanian tiger pouch, perfect to carry small items. This is a punching weapon for a close distance fight. This is the Pixon. I have it for a long time. This is a pepper pistol. I can shoot twice, and here I have an extra magazine. So I made a video about it and it works really well. The alternative to the Pixon is here the Guardian Angel. This works like the Pixon, but you have to put it in the trash after using. This here is the Stinger, made by Jörg Brave, a very great tool. I made with Jörg Brave from the Slingshot channel a video about self-defense with in German free weapons. You can find it in the video description. And I want to make also a video about self-defense, free weapons and the alternatives in the next weeks. Very important, what I not showed you is documents. You have to have the hardware with you, so the plastic document, the personal document, and I have everything in copy with me if one of them get lost, so that I can show other people that I'm really this person and I'm not lying. It is a small line between normal preparation and absolute history. So this is my emergency backpack, an inch bag, so I never come home again bag. There's everything inside which is necessary for me, but maybe you have other needs and you have other stuff into your backpack. So this is your own choice. And for example, if you have kids, the backpack would also not look like this. I make a separate video about prepper and crisis preparedness with childs. I think crisis preparedness is necessary because it is always better to think about difficult situations and know what to do if the situation is there, as being not prepared, the situation come and you have no idea what to do. And of course, crisis preparedness costs money. You have to know that your life is hanging on this equipment. So of course it is better if you can use high quality equipment, but that means often also that it is high priced. So it is very difficult to choose which are the right items. This is only my opinion. I would say that everything from this equipment that I showed to you is good, and I can tell the truth that it is no mistake if you buy this. But there are a lot of crisis preparedness shops in the World Wide Web which are really crazy because they have so high priced items. This is not fair, and this stuff doesn't cost so much if you buy it at other sites. So I've planned a video in a short time where I want to talk about crisis preparedness, what doesn't cost so much, that everyone can boat, and about these shops which sell it so high priced. I really hate those crisis preparedness shops because I think it should be possible that every one of us have a crisis preparedness, that you have this stuff at home and it is not so high priced that you not can buy it. But the truth is that they sell it for a really high price. And I want to show you alternatives which doesn't cost so much. But to be honestly, this equipment that I showed you is really a lot of money, and with a normal job I cannot buy this stuff. So I am a YouTuber, and of course I got a lot of this product sponsored over the years. Otherwise I will not have it because it is really expensive. I think it is not possible for a normal person to be prepared for every possible situation, because this could be on fire, it could be on flood water, it could be something like Chernobyl. So there are so many difficult varieties. You just can sit down and thought which could really happen, which one. And then you have to make simple thoughts. Do I want to run away alone, or with family, or with friends? Then I have to talk with them, take preparations with them, make, for example, on point, we meet there and there. Do I want to stay in the city, or do I want to run in the mountains or in the woods? And then you have some points. On this you can build. What would I do? Where would I be? Which equipment do I need? And this is really necessary, that you just make the thoughts at first. This was my personal never come home again emergency backpack. My personal stuff. You had to build your backpack at your own, with your needs. So this was the XXL variant, and we see us again in the next video from the Be Prepared series. We see us. Bye bye, your Vanessa Blank.